Okay, so I'm Susan Anderson. I'm based at the University of Nottingham, but I'm the Royal Microscopical Society's Honorary Secretary for Education and Outreach. And this is just a very informal introduction to the box that you have ordered for your school. So this is the box itself, so it's not that big, and inside it are a number of things which I'll take you through now. There are 8 of everything, so everything I described to you there are 8 of, sufficient for 1 per table in a typical classroom, and hopefully enough for 1 left over for the teacher to use and to use with the camera. So let me take you through what's in the boxes first of all. There are 4 of each of two types of microscope. Okay, so let me take you through these first. This one we have chosen because it has an inbuilt light source, which is an LED based thing, so the battery life is very long, and it doesn't get hot, so the bulb doesn't get hot. It's got binocular eyepieces, so 2 eyepieces that are quite close together, so for children's sized faces then it's quite good for them. And it's very, very easy to use. You just literally turn on the light and focus using the focusing wheel, and it will do any kind of sample really, from stones and pebbles and twigs to you know, quite detailed work, and even pond life. So it's got a really nice big depth of field, so you should be able to very easily see in very good optical quality everything you want to see here. The only other thing to point out with this one is that it has, and both of the microscopes have these, they have this little insert, this little stage insert here, and that can be turned over. So if you're looking at something very pale, for instance when you're looking at the tissue samples in activity 6, it's much easier to see the difference between the 2 of them if you use the dark side, and if you're looking at something dark then it's easier to use the pale side. So just be aware and make the children aware that they can flip this over. When you're repackaging the microscopes, ideally you'll pop these clips back over this so that it won't fall out during transit. So that's this little stereo microscope. This one is the Motic, and this is a really good microscope also. It'll come like this, so you'll need to turn it round so that you can see down it. Again, its stage flips over. And this one is slightly more complicated because it has a screw at the back here, and so it can be lifted up or down. So if you're somewhere around here and you use your focusing and you just can't get it into focus, it means that you've got to undo this and let it go either further down or further up. The reason we've included this one is because it has a nice capacity. It's very, very robust, and it has a nice capacity here. If you take this bit out and drop this right down to the base, then you can actually go outside with it, and you can place it on a rock or a stone, or on some grass, or even on the carpet in the classroom, and focus on the stuff there, and it will focus right down to what's right down underneath it, which means it's very useful. So feel free to take it outside if you want to. It does come with a little cover on the lens as well, so I will show you that in a minute, just so that if you can't see anything, that'll be what it is. Those are the 2 microscopes that we've picked for you. They're nice and resilient, they're very easy to use, but they're optically of very good quality. And they come wrapped in a bag like so. And I'm just going to unwrap one for you to show you how it comes. So ideally, when they arrive, you can unpack them. You can take off this cover, the bubble wrap, the plastic, the lens cover, the eyepiece cover, and then the little bag round here as well. And then while you have the loan box in your school, don't feel that you need to repackage it up every time you use it, okay? Just pop it back into its bag and pop it onto a shelf somewhere, okay? But when you're going to send the box back, it's really important that they're all wrapped back up again. This is the little lens cap I was talking about. If that's in place, then you will struggle to see anything, so just make sure that you clip that off at the beginning of your borrowing and pop it back on at the end. Okay, so that's that. What else is in the box? There is a camera, and I'm going to take you through the camera in a little separate set of instructions, so we'll put that to the side for now. And then there's an inventory here, so you know exactly what should be in the box. And then there are the worksheets. Now, these worksheets are for the 6 activities, and they're available on the website as well. So we've got one. There are 6, and I'm just going to talk you through each of the 6 briefly now. Okay, so there are 6 of these. They're available on the website to download, so if you need to produce enough for your classroom, then you can do that. And for each of these, there will be an activity pack. Okay, so this is activity 4. And activity 4 is really just looking at everyday things. So these are cardboard slides with some Pritt sticks, so the children can make their own slides. And you can use the Petri dishes that we've supplied to look at pond water, or the children can, just collect their own things. They don't have to make slides if they don't want to. Another thing this is good for is getting a bit of the sort of membrane from onions, and using some of the food colouring that we've supplied in a different activity, in activity 5, and you can make and you can have a look at the cellular structure of plant cells if you like to do that as well. So for example, that's activity 4. So each one will have a bag. That's activity 1 and 3, for example. Okay, so each one comes labelled. Now it's really difficult if they come back and they're not in the right bags. It actually takes ages because we send quite a lot of these bags out. So if they come back all jumbled up and the samples are not in the right bags, then it really does make life difficult. So if before you send them back you could put them back into the right bags, and if you're kind of confused as to which bag they came from in the first place, this sheet actually details it in terms of activity, so you can figure out how that works. Okay, I think that was everything to say about the kit itself. There'll be a separate video for using the camera and a separate video for talking you through activity 6 as well, because it's a little bit more complex than the others, which I think are pretty self-explanatory. So thank you.